Hello and happy Wednesday. It's actually Friday. I'm telling you, and it's pouring outside. But I'm grateful for the rain, and we have to remember to wake up in the morning and try to do the best we can to be grateful for, this beautiful life that we're given, and make the absolute best of every day and do our absolute very, very best in whatever it is that we're doing. So I wanted to talk to you today a little bit about punctuation. And so the thing that's happening with your stories is that now you've got this great lead, you now have this great ending, and you've been working really hard on adding details. And something occurred to me, and as I'm saying, oh, add dialogue, but I don't know that you actually really know how to do that. So the couple of things that I would like for you to know about when you put dialogue in, and you're going to be learning about this until the cows come home. All right, so it is not what I say today is not the say all and end all to dialogue. There's many, many rules and many, many things to learn, but you learn a little bit here and there as you go along. Okay, so when you're adding dialogue to a story, I thought it would be helpful to look at the book Come On Rain. And in that story, Come On Rain, it says, "Come on, rain," I say, squinting into the endless heat. Mama lifts the listless vine and sighs, and so forth. Her dialogue, when she says, "Come on, rain," I say, it starts with a capital letter, the C. It continues with "Come on, rain," and there's a comma in there. And then it even ends with an exclamation point. And wrapped around all of that "Come on, rain" with the exclamation point are quotation marks. So when you add quotation marks, that punctuation, to anybody who's talking, it's what they're saying wrapped in, like cradled in punctuation marks. Okay, another example of what that might look like, and I would expect you to read this slide a little bit more carefully. I'm just going to briefly go through it with you. But in my story, the day I fell off the piano bench, there's some dialogue in here, back in the orange section. It's "What was that? Nothing. And what in heaven's name are you doing?" Something I want to point out to you is that two people are talking, and each time a new person talks, it goes on a line by itself. So it's not "What was that I heard from the kitchen? Nothing. It was something. My mom scurried into the dish, blah, 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 blah," all one big long sentence or paragraph. It's "What was that I heard from the kitchen?" because that's me talking. Or I'm sorry, that's my mother talking. "What was that I heard from the kitchen?" That's my mother talking. "Nothing." That's me talking. And so since I am saying something, I get a line by myself. Now, "It was something. My mom scurried into the living room with dish towel in her hands and found me flat on the floor," that could actually be next to nothing, next to the word "nothing." But I chose to put it on a line by itself when I was writing it. And I would probably go back in and maybe edit that. But nonetheless, first my mother speaks. Then when I speak, I get a line by itself. And then when my mother speaks again, she gets a line by herself. So every time a new person speaks, it gets a paragraph. And notice that each one of these paragraphs is indented. It doesn't start all the way off to the left. It starts in about a thumb space away. So does your dialogue. Your dialogue is also going to start indented. Even if it's just even if it's just, sorry, easy for you to say, even if it's just one word, it gets indented. I wanted to also share with you a very quick little activity. So my mom said to wear my mittens. Another thing that I noticed that you're doing is that there's opportunities for dialogue in there, but you're just telling us about the dialogue. So my mom said to wear my mittens is not a conversation. That's you telling me that your mom said something. Instead, take that line out and write, "Wear your mittens," my mom said. You see? My mom said to wear my mittens. Instead, write, "Wear your mittens," my mom said. If it was something like, "They told me not to go in there, but I didn't listen," that's going to be, "Don't go in there. They told me, but I didn't listen." You see? Don't go in there. They told me not to go in there is what I'm telling you, but instead I'm going to actually include it as dialogue. Don't go in there. And notice it's got the quotation marks around the entire sentence, but I didn't write "don't go in there," period, and then capital "they told me, but I didn't listen." It's Don't go, because this is all one sentence. Don't go in there, they told me, but I didn't listen. It should look like this. Don't go in there, comma, because that's not a period. This doesn't get a capital letter. So don't go in there, they told me, but I didn't listen. I could do it. Don't go in there, they told me, period. And then just write, I didn't, they told me. Well, this isn't allowing me to move that cursor. Don't go in there, they told me, I didn't listen. Okay, so there's a couple of different ways that you can put dialogue into your story. And I want you to be mindful of that, because when you're writing, the way your story comes alive is with dialogue. But if you don't know how to actually put the punctuation in there, this is a little bit of a tutorial for you. And again, you're going to be learning this a lot. So this is just the beginning of how this will go. But I do expect to see now a differentiation between people talking in your story as you now continue to incorporate the actual speaking in your story. Okay, good luck. Have a great rest of your day.